who freaking hell is dead? Very excited now to figure things out. We have so many storylines. The hunting party. So, a group of friends from college, they have spent New Year's together for the last couple of years. I think even since college. I'm not sure, but I think so. They spend that time every year together. They go somewhere, they celebrate. It's a new year. Blah blah blah. So this year, they go off to a hunting cabin, I would suggest calling it that. I don't know. They go to a remote lodge cabin thingamajig in Scotland. And in Scotland? I think it was Scotland. Anyway, they go there to celebrate as they usually do. And there is a snowstorm, so they are all snowed in. No one can get in, no one can get out. Ooh, mysterious. Yes, all good so far. Until someone turns up dead. And because no one can get in or out, one of them did it. One of the friends, they did it. They killed their friend. So who is it? Who is it? So we kind of go back and forth. So we have like two caretakers, I guess, of the lodge complex thingamajig. What was it? Heather and Doug. So we have points of views from their side, and they have a past, let's say. Both of them have a different kind of mysterious past, so which is why they've ended up in the middle of nowhere. For reasons, yes. However, we don't see all of the friends' POV. However, all of them have secrets. Yes, so many secrets. So we go back and forth between POVs in like the present time and like the day before or 2-3 days before. And in the beginning, you're trying to figure out who's dead, first off. Who freaking hell is dead? Took me a good long while to figure that one out, so props, yes. I highly enjoy not figuring things out from the first page, so that was great. I had suspicions, and they were jumping all over the place, as it were. And then, once we've kind of figured out who's dead, then we need to figure out who done it. Who done it? And there was this little, I don't want to call it a plot twist or anything like that, but it was kind of this twist where I was like, who actually is dead and who did the killing? Because it was like towards the end of it when we're just unraveling everything, and I'm like, but is it the other way around than the way I first thought? I really enjoy this one. I'm very intrigued to pick up more. I have heard mixed reviews of Lucy Foley books. Like, some of them are not intriguing enough and whatnot. I have picked up a couple of from the library, so I'm very excited now to figure things out. I'm in an element of mystery, intriguing things, murder, I suppose. I think all of them has a murder or two or more. I don't know. It's that kind of deal. Anyway, yes. Moving on to the next one. The Midnight Feast. This is a very bright orange cover. Who decided upon this? But okay, never mind. So the Midnight Feast is basically, we have this manor. A manor which is being turned into this like fancy ass retreat for very rich people. Or, you know, influential people. I don't know. But it's a grand opening. It's about to open, and they have lots of guests and stuff happening, and they're about to have like this thing called the Midnight Feast, which was not discovered, but like they decided they made it up years ago. Anyway, and well, plots. So we have so many storylines, which had me confused for the longest time. So we have lots of characters, we're following a lot of storylines, and it's present time and past time, like 15 years ago kind of a deal. So if we backtrack a bit, so we have present time, we go in and we're like, this person is solving this mystery, or you know, making someone confess to things. We don't know yet. We just it's just a lot of things happening. So backtrack to like 15 years ago. So the owner of the manor, the lady, I don't remember names, okay, but she was a posh rich girl, a friend of the lady that's, you know, trying to set her up in present time. But they were friends, even though the other lady, she was like from the beaten track. She was not very wealthy. She was poor. She was poor. And it's their friendship from the past and how it's like made it into the present. They're not friends and this current time and place. Basically this book is a lot of plots, a lot of storylines in the present, a lot of storylines in the past, and they kind of mix and match and find each other along the way. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know how to say it because I was very confused, and I felt like there were too many POV characters. There were too many follow me for this kind of a deal, and it got confusing a lot of the time. Hence, one of the reasons I can't remember anyone's name. Yeah. Anyway, basic gist of it. There was murder in the past, and there might be a body in the present, or a murder. I honestly don't remember. Was there a second murder? Or was it just a body reveal? See? This is why I don't remember. It was fine. It was fine. But, yeah, not the best. Not the best. Too many storylines is basically what I think is to blame. I don't know. The general whole plot of it all is intriguing, especially when you get the little clues and you figure out the clues. And like the general whole big picture, yes. But I think there were just too many people, too many characters. There were too many things. So I would rate it so much lower than it should be rated, really. I don't know. Yeah, it was okay. The guest list. Can you guess what kind of book this is? So, basically, we have this like half-assed famous fashion-ish blogger type person. She's a very influential blogger, let's say that. So she's having her wedding at a very remote island. Yeah. Basically, the only thing that's on this island is this like what is it really? It's like a mansion, church, villa kind of a deal. It's basically only this thing at this island. Yes. So she decides, she being this influential person-ish, blogger-ish thingy, I don't know, she's gonna have her wedding at this remote island and have a very, very exclusive guest list. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, that's the basic like premise of it. But then, then. So we have a few different characters, a few different points of views throughout. Now, it was just on the cusp of being too many, but also just enough. It was like very, very, yeah, it was a very, very thin line of being too much and just enough. Anyway, so all these different characters that we follow, we get some semi-past information along the way about them, and there are a few bits and pieces happening every now and again in like present time, which will then add up to the puzzle that is the whole book. Yes, basically someone turns up dead, but who done it? Yeah. Also, before we actually find out who's dead, we kind of had to guess about who's dead. Because there's a lot of things happening. So many things happening. So, having just read The Midnight Feast, which I felt were too many characters, too many storylines to follow along, and yeah, I was hoping for something less. I think I got it, but I did question so many times why they had to be on this remote island where there's no Wi-Fi, basically. there's just ruins and things, and it's like, I mean, there's exclusive, and then there's just going too far, which I feel like the atmosphere on this island was basically just rain and you're about to die kind of vibes. So, you know, I mean, each to their own, but not somewhere I'd like to go, thank you. No, I'll stay home. Thank you very much. It was interesting. I did like this better than the last one I read, and yeah, improvement. I mean, I feel like she has this way of writing that's just giving you enough to like continue on, but also I feel there's also it's like sprinkles missing. I'd like some added sprinkles to the mix, I think, and I can't really explain better than that, but it's just like this tiny little sprinkly thing that's missing to make it most excellent. But no, I enjoyed this one. I did. I did not like the atmosphere of the island, but that's besides the point. Yeah, that was this book. The Paris Apartment. Whee! So, in this one, we do see points of view from other people along the way, but mostly we follow Jess. Jess has, basically, just jumped on a train from merry old England to Paris with basically just the clothes on her back. More or less. Spoiler, she's kind of running away, but that's neither here nor there. You'll have to read it to find out more about that subject. Anyway, so she's gone to Paris, and basically her brother lives there, and he said like, come whenever, and she's basically like, I'm here, can I come over? That's basically what's happening. So she goes to this very fancy place, and she's like, how is Ben, her brother, a journalist, how is he affording this place? That's the first question she saw. Anyway, she shows up to his place and basically he's not there. Yeah, throughout he's the one that's missing. Spoiler. Anyway, so she she kind of breaks into the place to get into his apartment. She kind of breaks in. Yeah, she's kind of trespassing, really. I mean, she's technically invited herself, like through her brother, but she's technically trespassing and breaking in, entering, kind of a deal. Yeah. Anyway, so she figures out quite early on that her brother's missing, and there may be more sinister plots going on around the building, really, than you first would assume. Yeah. I'll end at that because so basically this whole book takes place over a couple of days, just a handful of days, like 3 days or so, but it feels like weeks, and I don't know how that even makes any sense, but it feels like the longest time is passing, but it's only a handful of days. Yes, which is lucky, because if you know the ending, yeah, the spoiler. Anyway, I liked the plotting of it. I liked the general feel of it. Although, if I had been in Jessie's shoes, even if I had, like, just gone to Paris with the clothes on my back and nothing else, I would not have tried to get into his place. I would have figured something else out, which would have ended badly for everyone involved, but basically yeah, I would have just left. But she doesn't, and I mean, good for her, I guess, but also, yeah, the other characters that lives in the building, they are an eccentric bunch, let's say, and it's weird when you know what they have in common to actually think about these people have something in common besides living in the same house. Yeah. I liked it fine. I think I liked it a bit better than the other ones, and I don't know if it's just because I've read it like most recently, but this was a lot easier to follow along and read quickly. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna summarize that before I can't speak anymore. When can I ever? No. Yeah, that was this. Definitely a weird one, but yeah, that was it.